Hello everyone. Today I'm going to discuss on motivation. What is the nature of motivation? Motivation is derived from the Latin word movere, that is movement of activity. The concept of motivation focuses on explaining what moves behavior. Most of our everyday explanation of behavior is given in terms of motives. Why do you come to college? There may be many reasons for this behavior, such as you want to learn, or you want to make friends, or you need a degree or diploma to get a good job, you want to make your parents happy, and so on. So, some combination of these reasons or others would explain why you choose to go in for higher education. Motives also help in making prediction about behavior. Hence, motives are the general states that enable us to make prediction about behavior in many different situations. In other words, motivation is one of the determinant of behavior. What is the meaning of motivation? It refers to those behaviors that are activated through internal mechanism of an individual. Example, preparing meals when you feel hungry. Morgan and King define motivation as the state within a person or animal that drives behavior towards some goals. Now come to the motivation cycle. Psychologists use the concept of need to describe the motivational properties of behavior. In this diagram, you can see there is need that lead to drive, which leads to arousal, goal-directed behavior, then achievement, then reduction of arousal. A need is lack or deficit of some necessity. The condition of need leads to drive. Again, a drive is a state of tension or arousal produced by a need. It energizes random activity. When one of these random activities leads to a goal, it reduces the drive and the organism stops being active. Then the organism returns to a balanced state. Thus, the cycle of motivation events occurs. Now, what are the characteristics of motivated behavior? They are energy mobilization, persistence, variability, restlessness for the attainment of the goal, extinction of restlessness after the attainment of the goal. What are the theories of motivation? There are different theories. Some of them are drive theories, incentive theories, Maslow's theories, and cognitive approach. First, drive theories. So according to these theories, there is a homeostatic state inside our bodies which are mainly responsible for maintaining the acidity, alkalinity, sugar level, temperature, blood pressure, heart rate, and many other highly complicated body processes. Now, thing is that critics argue that many a time man exhibits such a variety of behavior that it can be explained neither by static or homeostasis. That's why this theory is not popular. Come to the incentive theories. According to these theories, the organism operates or behaves in the environment because of reinforcement. Like when you teach a child sitting or dancing, etc. Correct responses are reinforced with food or reward, and incorrect responses are ignored or punished. Thus, the occurrence of selected responses can be decreased. These incentive theories are inadequate to explain human beings or even animals completely. Next is Maslow's hierarchy needs theory. This is the most popular theory given by Abraham H. Maslow. He attempted a picture of human behavior by arranging the various needs in hierarchy. Maslow's model can be conceptualized as a pyramid in which the bottom of this hierarchy needs represents basic physiological or biological needs, which are basic to survival, such as hunger, thirst, etc. When these needs are met, the need to be free from threat and danger arises. This refers to safety needs. Next comes the need to seek out other people to love or to be loved. That is belongingness needs. After these needs are fulfilled, the individual strives for esteem, that is the need to develop a sense of self-worth. The next higher need in the hierarchy reflects an individual's motive towards the fullest development of potential, that is self-actualization. A self-actualized person is self-aware, socially responsive, creative, spontaneous, open to novelty and challenge. He or she also has a sense of humor and capacity for deep interpersonal relationship. So in this theory, lower level needs, that is physiological, in the hierarchy dominate as long as they are unsatisfied. Once they are adequately satisfied, the higher needs occupy the individual attention and effort. However, it must be noted that very few people reach the highest level because most people are concerned more with the lower level needs. Now, come to the classification of motives. There are mainly two types, primary and secondary. Primary is the biogenic and secondary is the sociogenic. So we can say biogenic or biological motives. So these biological motives focuses on the innate biological causes of motivation like hormones, neurotransmitter, brain structure. Examples are hunger, thirst, escape from pain, sex, etc. Come to secondary or sociogenic, it includes psychological, social and personal. So they focus on psychological and social as well as environmental factors and how they interact with each other to produce motivation. Example of psychological are security, freedom, adventure, etc. Example of social motives are social approval, social affiliation, gregariousness, acquisition, etc. Personal motives are competency, self-concept, values, and achievement. Again, there are like different types of motivators, which are intrinsic and extrinsic. So, motivators that are completely within the person, that is known as intrinsic, and outside of the person, motivators are called as extrinsic motivators. Now, why to learn motivation in nursing? There are different reasons for learning motivation in the course of nursing. Few are: motivation helps us to understand ourselves better, helps us to understand our motives. It helps to grow us professionally. It helps to understand the patient motives. Again, motivated staff is used to be more quality oriented, they are more productive, they are creative and spontaneous at work. Motivation at work also leads to decreased absenteeism and it increases workers' cooperation. So, this is some of the importance of motivation in nursing. With this, I'll conclude today's discussion. Thank you.